Anybody $50, roll 25. 25, and you go 25, and you go 25, 25, and you go 25. 25, and you go 25, 25, and you go 25, roll 15. 15, and you go 15, 15 now 20, 20 now 25, 25 and now 30, make it 30, 30, and you go $30. Anybody 30, 30, 30 and now 35, 35 and now 40, make it 40, 40 now 45, 45 and now 50, make it 50, 50, and you go $50. 50 and now 55, 55, 55 and now 60, $60 and you go 60. Anybody there $60? You got 55 and now 60. Sold them there $55. Number 88 got it. Number is 88. 50 and now 75. 75 and you go 75, 75 and you go 75. I got 50, we'll do it 60. $60 and you go 60. Anybody 60 and you go $60. 50, 60 and now 70. $70 and you go 70 now 80. Make it 80 and now 90. Make it 90 now 100. 100 and you go 100 and you go $100. 100 now 110. 110 when you go 110 now 120. 120 now 130. 130 when you go 130. 130 and you go 130. Once more there 130. 130 and now 140. 140, you go 140, you go 140. Anybody there? 140. I got $130 and now 140 and now 150. 150, you go 150. Anybody 150, you go 150. Anybody there? 150. I got 140 and now 150. Sold them there $140. Number 88 got it. Number is 88. Okay, on the nice little telephone table and chair coming up there. Nice, perfect condition, ready to go right into your home. On the telephone table and the chair there, and let's start them up there. And who's got 150? 150 to go 150. Anybody 150 to go 150. Anybody 150 to go 150 to 100. 100 to go 100. Anybody 100 to go $100 to 75. 75 to go 75. 75 to go 75. 75 to 50. $50 to go 50. Anybody 50 to go $50 to 25. 25. Nice little setup there. 25. Anybody 25 to go 25. 25 to go 25. 25 and you go 25 to 15. 15, 15 now 20. Make it 20 now 25. 25 and you go 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 25. I got 20 in two spots. I need 25. 25 and you go 25 now 30. Make it 30, 30 now 35. 35 and you go 35. 35 and you go 35. 35 now 40. Make it 40, 40 and you go $40 now 45. 45 and you go 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 45. 40 and now 45. Sold them there for $40. And your number is 142. Number is 142. Okay, we got the Royal Doulton Bunnykins set coming up here. It's actually 8 different pieces, so you can have your choice. Royal Doulton Bunnykins. Let's start them up there. Who's got $50 piece? $50 and you go 50. Anybody 50? Did you go $50? Anybody $50? Roll 25. 25 and you go 25. Anyway, 25 and you go 25. Roll 15. 15 when you go 15. Anybody $15 and you go 15. Roll 10. Make it 10. 10 when you go $10. Anybody 10. 10 when you go $10. Roll 5. 5. 5 when you go $5. 5. 7 half. 7 half when you go 7 half. 7 half when you go 7 and a half. 5 and now 7 and a half. And now 10. $10 and you go 10, 12 and a half, 12 and a half and you go 12 and a half, 12 and a half, and now 15. 15 when you go 15, 15 when you go 15, and now 17 and a half, 17 and a half and you go 17 and a half, once more there, 17 and a half, and now 20. $20 and you go 20, make it 20. $20 now 22 and a half, 22 and a half and you go 22 and a half, and now 25. 25 and you go 25, 25 and you go 25, 25 and you go 25. Sold them there 22 and a half in the back there, number 196 got it. Come on up and take your pick. Okay, we got the nice little wicker table coming up here, and on the wicker table there, and let's start them up there, and who's got 45? 45, and you go 45, 45, and you go 45, 45, rule 35, 35, and you go 35, 35, and you go 35, 35, rule 25, 25, and you go 25, 25, rule 15, 15, when you go 15, anybody $15 now 20, make it 20, 20, when you go $20, anybody 20, 20, when you go $20, 15, we'll do 17 and a half, 17 and a half, and you go 17 and a half. And now 20. $20 and you go 20, make it 20, 20, would you go 20 in the back, and now 22 and a half. Now 22 and a half, would you go 22 and a half. Mark, would you go 22 and a half? And now 25. 25, would you go 25, 25, would you go 25, and 27 and a half. 27 and a half, would you go 27 and a half. Anybody there? 27 and a half. Mark, would you go 27 and a half? And now 30. $30, would you go 30, make it 30, 30, would you go $30? Anybody 30, 30, would you go $30? Sold them there 27 and a half. Mark, you got it, number 188. Number is 188. Okay, coming up here we have Royal Doulton, the balloon seller. HN 1350, Royal Doulton, the balloon seller. Coming up there, let's start them up there, and who's got 150 for this one? 150 to go 150, anybody 150 to go 150, anybody 150 to go 150, anybody $150, and what about 100? 100 to go 100, anybody 100 to go $100, roll 75, 75 to go 75, 75 to go 75, roll 50, $50 to go 50, anybody 50 to go $50, anybody 50 to go $50, what about 30? $30 to go 30, make it 30, 30 would you go $30, start them off there at 30, and now 40. $40 to go 40, make it 40, 40 would you go $40, I got 30 and now 40, make it 40, 40 and now 50, $50 to go 50, 50, $50, anybody $50, roll 60, $60 to go 60, make it 60 and now 70, $70 to go 70, make it 77, would you go $70, anybody 77, would you go $70, I got 70 and now 80, $80 to you go 80, make it 80, would you go $80, once more there, $80 to you go $80, anybody there, $80. Sold them there, $70, and your number is 127. Number is 127. Okay, we got 17 pieces of RS coming up here. Nice early pieces there. On the whole set, just looks in great condition. On the little T set here, and let's start them up there. And who's got $150? 150 with 100. 100 would you go 100, anybody $100 with 75. 75 would you go 75, 75 would you go 75 with 50. $50 would you go 50, anybody 50 would you go $50, anybody $50 with 25. 25 would you go 25, 25, 25 now 35, 35 now 45, 45 now 55, 55, 65, 65 now 75, 75 would you go 75, 75 would you go 75, I got 65 now 75, 75 now 85, 85 would you go 85, 85 would you go 85 now 95, 95 would you go 95, 95 would you go 95, 95 would you go 95, 95, anybody there 95, I got 85 in the back and now 95. Sold them there $85. Okay, we got the salt and pepper shakers coming up there in the pink depression there. All of them going out together there, and let's start them up. And who's got $30 for them all? $30, did you go 30, make it 30, 30, would you go $30, anybody 30 would rule 20. $20, did you go 20, make it 20, 20, would you go $20, would rule 10, make it 10, 10, would you go $10, anybody 10, 10, would you go $10, would rule 5. 5, 5, 5, 7 half, 7 half now 10, make it 10, 10, 12 and a half, 12 and a half now 15, 15, would you go 15, $15, did you go 15, anybody $15, you got 12 and a half now 15. Sold them there $12.50. Number 113 got it. Number is 113. Okay, we have a pair of end tables coming up there with the single drawers in the front. You're getting the pair there, and let's start them up there. And who's got $150 for the pair? 150, you go 150, anybody 150, you go 150, anybody 150, you go 150, anybody 150 with 100. 100, you go 100, anybody 100, you go $100, anybody 100, you go $100, anybody $100, rule 75. 75, you go 75, rule 50. $50, you go $50, anybody 50, you go $50, rule 25. 25 and now 35. 35, you go 35, 35, I got 25 here now 35. 35 and now 45, 45, 55, 55 now 65, 65, 75, 75, you go 75 and now 85, 85 and now 95. 95, you go 95 now 105, 105, would you go 105, 105, would you go 105? I'm not going to split it that high. Would you go 105? Thank you. Now 115. 115, would you go 115? Would you go 115? Anybody there? 115. 105 now 115. Sold them there $105. Number 215 got them. Number 215. On the mahogany side server coming up here right behind me, and let's start them up there. And who's got $300? 300, would you go 33, would you go $300, anybody 33, would you go $300, or 200, 200, you go 22, would you go $200, anybody 22, would you go $200, or 100, 100, would you go 100, anybody 100, you go $100, anybody $100, or 75, 75, would you go 75, 75, would you go 75, or 50, $50, would you go 50, anybody 50, would you go $50, or 25, 25, would you go 25, 25, and now 35, 35, would you go 35, 35, would you go 35, 35, would you go 35, I got 25 and now 35, 35, would you go 35, 35, would you go 35, anybody there 35 and now 45, 45, would you go 45, 45, would you go 45, 45 and now 55, 55, would you go 55 and now 65, 65, would you go 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 65, anybody there 65? And now 75. 75, would you go 75, 75, would you go 75, 75, anybody there 75, 65, and now 75, and last call there 75. Sold them there for $65, number 219, number 219.
Right there.
Coming up here, we have the Farmall Country Classics model coming up here, original in its box. On the collector tractor there, coming up there, and let's start them up there. And who's got 50? $50, did you go 50? Anybody 50? Would you go $50? Anybody $50? Rule 25. 25, would you go 25? 25, would you go 25? Rule 15. 15, would you go 15? Anybody $15? Rule 10. 10, 10, would you go $10? Anybody 10? 10, 12 and a half. 12 and a half now 15. 15, 15, 17 half. 17 half now 20. Make it 20, 20, would you go $20? Anybody 20, 20, would you go $20? I got 17 and a half and now 20. Anybody there 20 and now 22 and a half. 22 and a half and now 25. 25, would you go 25? 25, would you go 25? Once more there, 25. Sold them there for 22 and a half. Number 146. Number 146 got it. On the little serving set there on the Hammersley, and let's start them up there. And who's got 45? 45, would you go 45? 45, would you go 45? Rule 35. 35, would you go 35? 35, would you go 35? Rule 25. 25, would you go 25? 25, would you go 25? Rule 15. 15, would you go $15? Rule 10. 10, 12 and a half. 12 and a half now 15. 15, would you go 15? Rule 20. 20, $20 now 25. 25, would you go 25? 25, would you go 25? 25, would you go 25? 25 now 30. Make it 30, 30, would you go $30? I got 25 here now 30. $30, you go 30 and now 35. 35 and now 40. Make it 40, 40, would you go $40 now 45. 45, would you go 45, 45, would you go 45. I got 40 here and now 45. 45, would you go 45, 45, would you go 45. 45 and now 50. $50, would you go 50, anybody 50, would you go $50? Anybody there $50? Sold them there $45. And your number is 117, number 117. On the cranberry and cornflower, and let's start them up there. And who's got 50 for this? $50. Did you go 50? Anybody? $50. We'll rule 25. 25. Would you go 25? 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 Rule 15. 15. Would you go 15? Anybody? $15. We'll rule 10. Make it 10. 10. Would you go $10? Anybody? 10. 10. 12 and a half. 12 and a half. Now 15. 15. Would you go 15? 17 and a half. 17 and a half. Now 20. $20. Now 22 and a half. 22 and a half and 25. 25. Would you go 25? 25 and 27 and a half. 27 and a half. Would you go 27 and a half? And now 30. $30. Did you go 30? Make it 30. 30. Would you go $30? Don't lose it there. $30. 27 and a half. And now 30. And now 32 and a half. 32 and a half. Would you go 32 and a half? And now 35. 35. Would you go 35? 35. Would you go 35? 35 and 37 and a half. 37 and a half. Would you go 37 and a half? Now 40. $40. Did you go 40? Make it 40. 40. Would you go $40? Anybody there? $40. Sold them there. $37.50 there. And your number's 151. Number 151.